Hi guys, I'm Emma. I'm from a very normal family, and I feel lonely all the time. My dad is a farmer, and my mom is a restaurant server. They were so busy all the time from morning until the night that they didn't have time to take care about me. My brother, John, is the reason why my life was miserable. John is tall, handsome, and smart. Girls in the town adore him. I should feel proud of my popular brother, but the truth is that he didn't treat me well at all. To me, he's the definition of the devil. When I was small, John found joy in stealing my Barbie dolls and cutting off her hair. When I started to go to school, John hid my homework, causing me to be punished by the teachers. That was not to mention that the first time someone asked me out, he screwed it up on purpose by farting behind me and said in front of us.
Hey, did you know that Emma only showers once every 3 to 4 days? Her favorite is food with a lot of garlic and she doesn't brush her teeth well after eating them. She even keeps a cockroach as a bat in her room.
The boy was speechless. He couldn't take it anymore and ran away after saying to my face,
I can't believe you are that gross!
My friends made fun of me for this and called me Dirty Emma. I had no friends at school and was bullied by John at home, so I shrank deeper and deeper into my shell. Luckily, I still had a friend to lean on. His name is Samuel. He's a bit weird and people call his family freaks. They decorated their garden with big dolls that looked like mummies and painted their hour in dark color, as if it was Halloween all year round for them. They scared the neighbors and people stayed away from them as much as they could. Samuel is as weird as I said. He dressed like a hippie and stared at people without blinking as if he wanted to hypnotize them. But I knew he meant well. He never judged or jumped to conclusions about anyone or anything.
People at school didn't like me because of John's pranks. Don't let them bother you, Emma. They just don't deserve you.
John, of course, didn't like me hanging out with Samuel. To answer his mean words, Samuel would say,
Showering too much can disrupt the balance of microorganisms on the skin, leaving the skin less protected and more susceptible to infection. Garlic is very good for health and keeps creatures like vampires away and cockroaches. They're right, but I like snakes much more.
The moment he pulled out a small snake from his pocket to prove his point, John was scared to death. From then on, John never dared to get close to Samuel anymore and left us alone. Samuel was like my knight protecting me from the evil John, and I felt at peace when I was with him. But my hero left me behind when I turned 15.
I'll go to Cambridge next week. We're relocating because we don't like being stagnant in one place for too long.
But it's so far away. We can't meet too often if that's the case. Before his departure, Samuel gave me a head of garlic and said,
Do you heard of Harvard University? If you can't get a meet, we could be together there.
What he said empowered me and gave me hope. I could leave this house and never see John again. I spent all of my time and energy studying since then. I did well at both school and at home, leaving John no excuse to bother me. As for my parents, they never took me seriously. I was nothing compared to John. How can you have higher achievement at school? No matter how hard you try, you can't beat the others that were born smart already. You might want to consider a retail job like mine. You will get a better chance, and who knows, you might meet someone to marry soon. My mom said to me, and then my dad added,
I agree. College only guarantees doubt. We can't afford that.
But you guys just bought him a brand new car, didn't you? I was not happy about what they just told me.
Well, that's because he needed it.
I needed too for school. And our conversation ended there like it never happened. Okay, fine. I will do my best to earn a scholarship so that I won't have to beg them for any penny. This whole thing only fueled the fire in me more. I planned a head of garlic that Samuel gave me. As it continued to grow, my academic results got better. Day by day, my improvements were significant, and I finally made it to the top 3 of my class. Everybody looked at me differently, with more respect. I started to be called the amazing Emma. And finally, That day came when I received the notice from Harvard University. I got the scholarship too. It was a dream come true and I couldn't believe it. I mean, I earned it, but the business was almost unbearable. I cried tears of joy. You wouldn't be able to guess what happened after that. My tears turned into diamonds. They were real diamonds, shiny and sparkling. Needless to say, my family were out of their mind when they saw those rocks. They looked at me as if I was some kind of rare species. My dad was too shocked. He couldn't find any words to express his feeling. My mom held me gently and said, "How can you hide this miracle from us the entire time, honey?" John couldn't hide his jealousy and doubt.
This is new. She didn't have this before.
My dad finally spoke.
Probably because she never cried this much.
Out of nowhere, John yanked my hair aggressively. The pain made me cry again, but they were just normal tears.
I guess it has to be her deciding to shed tears.
That night, people threw a party for me with all of my favorite food plus a huge cake. I was so happy because my worth and hard work were finally recognized. The next day, I saw so many strangers in my house, most of whom were John's fans. They stared at me and asked,
Is it true that you cried diamonds? Emma, we want to see it with our own eyes.
They surrounded me with questions. I looked at John, begging for his help, but all he did was watch from afar with a smile on his face. I was not entirely comfortable around too many people and started to stutter. I don't know. I don't know how. They wouldn't stop.
Come on, don't be shy. We're just very interested in you. You don't want to be called a liar, do you?
They cornered me and frightened me. I cried, but no diamonds fell off. Of course, they all laughed.
See? What did I tell you? That can't be true. She's just a liar who wants the attention from others.
And that's how the title Amazing Emma was taken away from me. From then on, I was called Pinocchio. They laughed at me wherever I showed up, to the point that I didn't want to leave home anymore. I cried so much every night, and my eyes were swollen. Yet, still no more diamonds. One night, I was asleep when I heard a loud scream. I rushed to open the windows and saw my clothes flying out, including my favorite dress. "I'm sorry, the wind are too strong. Sorry your clothes are gone, Emma," my mom said. And a loud noise followed, and it was from inside the house. My dad fell off the stairs and broke his leg.
Oh God! How could I work anymore? Who's going to provide for this family?
My dad wouldn't stop whining. As soon as I sent him off to the hospital, John returned home with a notice from his doctor.
Mom, so the result came back. I have cancer and need surgery. That's going to cost a lot of money.
As soon as the word cancer was spoken, my mom fainted. I tried to take care of her when all John did was criticize me.
It was all your fault. God took everything this family ever had and gave it to you. And what have you done? You could have kept that miracle. You know what could be very helpful right now? Just a small rock, Emma.
He was right. It was my fault that my dad was injured. I felt so guilty about it and started crying. I cried so much that I feel like I could drown everything around me. Yet still, no diamonds appear. My family was all gloomy from that day. Nobody said anything to each other. I couldn't take it anymore and decided to take a walk outside to clear my head. Suddenly, a vehicle stopped right next to me on the road, and the next thing I knew, I had been kidnapped. I was blindfolded and had no idea where they were taking me. I was terrified. These people must have heard about my ability to cry diamonds and decided to do this. Was it money that they were after? Or did they want to conduct some experiments on me? Either way, I would fail them too. I was hopeless to think of being tortured. But strangely enough, nothing happened. He locked me in a tidy room with a lot of books. Each day, I was given 3 nutritious meals. Who are you? Why are you doing this? If you want diamonds, I'm sorry. I lost that power. Can you just let me go? But no matter how hard I tried, that guy never answered. Until one day, I secretly kept a fork after the meal and could break the lock with it. I hurriedly tried to find my way out. To my surprise, when I reached the living room, I found Samuel sitting on the couch.
What are you doing here?
He didn't seem surprised at all, and even teased me.
I thought you could never be able to figure out how to break the lock.
You were the one teaching me that trick. We laugh at the flashbacks of our childhood. But wait a minute. Hey, Samuel, why did you kidnap me?
I thought that was the best way to save you from your family. They would never allow me to take you away by me just asking.
Yeah, you're right. They will kick your butt out of the door. But I have to return. My poor dad got his leg broken. My brother is sick and my mom is not mentally healthy.
You're wrong, Emma. They're fine. Only you're not.
What do you mean? Samuel told me everything about how my family put up an act to fool me. My dad could be found at a local bar right now, drinking with his friend while my mom enjoyed her shopping time. As for John, he might be dating 2 different girls at the same time and bragging about his diamond mine at home.
They're taking advantage of you, tutoring you for the diamonds you could create, Emma.
It was too much for me to take in. I was on the verge of crying again when Samuel hugged me gently and comforted me.
Don't cry, Emma. They don't deserve your tears.
He said as he pulled a flight ticket out from his pocket and gave it to me.
I'm here to find you. I heard about your scholarship, and my family would be more than happy to have you stay at our place.
He took off his jacket to show me his t-shirt saying, "Welcome to Harvard." He winked at me proudly.
You were not the only one that kept their word and got admitted.
I laughed because of that touching moment. Suddenly, a diamond fell to the ground. It was beautiful. How did this happen? I cried so much the past few months and nothing. But look at this.
I think they misunderstood you. Your diamonds only appear when you shed tears of joy.
I was still thinking of what Sam said and how special he was in my life when he added,
So, serious stuff. I plan to dress up as a vampire for next Halloween.
"Then I will be a head of garlic?"
What? That I would have to run away from you.
We laughed so hard that more tears were streaming down my face. Or more correctly, diamonds were falling down.
I have a secret to tell you.
Sam said, "What is it?"
Actually, I'm a wizard.
"What now? Stop kidding around."
No, really, my family members are all wizards. You were my first true friend, so I grant you that miracle. Remember the garlic hat I gave you? Because you took care of it with all your heart. It gave you diamonds.
Now it makes sense. I didn't cry diamonds before that garlic hat.
So you believe me now?
How come I feel like it makes more sense for a strange guy like you to be a wizard than a normal girl like me crying diamonds?
Sorry for the trouble.
I have to thank you for it. If it was not because of you, I would never see my family's true color. I treasured the diamonds in my hand and couldn't help smiling when thinking about my happy future. I would never have to return to that terrible family to please the people that only wish me unhappiness.